In San Diego County, we think a lot about preparedness. We think a lot about how to drill, how to train, how to do everything we can so our entire region is ready for any situation that we may encounter. We spent a lot of time in the last number of months talking about wildfire preparedness and all of the steps that we do to take care and be ready for that. But it is not just wildfires and it's not just pandemics that we need to be prepared to respond to. It is every possible situation. And here today, we're here today to talk about a new capacity, a new technology that can better prepare our region in the event of an earthquake. And so we've come together today to announce this technology that we think can serve the residents and perhaps give a little bit of an early warning. Even a few seconds notice in advance of an earthquake can make all of the difference to a surgeon who's in the middle of surgery, to someone who's in a potentially high-risk situation. The ability to move out of a dangerous area into a little bit safer area is something that is really exciting. We're also standing as the first county government to be able to roll this out in an internal app and internal capacity to serve our regions. And so Shake Ready SD is a new feature of our SD emergency app. This is an early warning system that has the potential to give users, again, a few second warning or heads up that an earthquake is coming. And those advance warning could make all the difference. It could give you a number of seconds to be able to move your family, your friends into a safe place, help avoid serious injury. But we really want to encourage people to download the application today, to download the app, allow the notifications, and put yourself in the best possible situation to be able to respond in the event of an earthquake. You can go and download the SD Emergency app on your smartphone today on both Google or Apple Store. You just go to the App Store, type in SD Emergency app, and you will get it, and you will have that Shake Ready app, which again has the potential to not only give you notifications, but also connect you to updates, let you know what's happening, guide you to where you may need to go for evacuation routes or other information. This is an incredible app, and we're encouraging all San Diegans to take advantage of it. I know with the proliferation of technology, we have so much at our fingertips. You might be thinking that you could just call up the county's best techie team and have them add this feature, but this feature requires so much more than just our county government creating an app. There is so much work that has gone into this, such a collaborative spirit, and I'm really proud of our County Office of Emergency Services and the work that they have done collaboratively with the U.S. Geological Survey. The work that we've done with the Governor's Office of Emergency Service was so vital to creating, testing, and fine-tuning this technology so that it is now ready for San Diego County residents to use. And with us here today are so many of those folks that have been working so diligently and tirelessly to get us to this spot. And I'm thrilled, and you're going to hear from these folks in a minute, to be joined today by Jeff Toney, our Director of Office of Emergency Services for San Diego County. Robert Degroot from the U.S. Geological Survey, Chief Tony Mitchum, our County Fire Chief, and CAL FIRE Chief, and Undersheriff for San Diego County, Kelly Martinez. All of these folks, again, have been working collaboratively to get us in a place where we are ready today to unveil this app. Again, this app is another piece of a comprehensive daily effort we have at the county to make sure San Diegans are prepared to do everything we can to keep our community safe and put us in the best possible position to be prepared to respond to any possible scenario. Before I turn it over to the Director of County's Office of Emergency Services, Jeff Toney, to share more details about Shake Ready SD. This is the technology and component of our emergency app. I want to emphasize the importance of our partnership with the U.S. Geological Survey. The U.S. Geological Survey is the foremost expert on natural hazards in our nation. To have them in our corner, partnering with us, aligning with us, working with us, and helping us has been a great asset. We absolutely have the best and brightest helping to create this emergency response tool, this additional feature that our residents can benefit, and we are incredibly grateful to them. So with that, first we're going to hear from Jeff Toney, our Director of the Office of Emergency Services. But right before Jeff comes up, we're going to play you a quick video to give you a little insight and sense and kind of walk through a few more of the features of the app, and then we'll hear from Jeff.
Good morning, and thank you, Chairman Fletcher. Today we are extremely excited to launch Shake Ready SD into our SD Emergency app. This has been over a year in the making and a collaborative effort, and I'd like to thank our information technology team at Peraton and the U.S. Geological Survey for their close partnership along the way. When it comes to disasters, we plan for all hazards: earthquakes, fires, floods, terrorism, extreme weather. And our SD Emergency app is a one-of-a-kind tool designed to provide all San Diegans valuable information before, during, and after disasters, all in the palm of your hand. Integrating Shake Alert technology into the app is designed to give the public precious seconds to drop, cover, and hold on before the shaking starts. By leveraging the more than 770 USGS earthquake sensors all throughout California, those seconds could allow you to take time to take protective action to help prevent death or serious injury. The technology is designed to trigger an alert to your cell phone if you are in a location close enough to an earthquake with a magnitude 4.5 or greater or a shaking intensity of 3 or greater. Another important feature, it's designed to work anywhere in California. So if you're up in the Bay Area near a large earthquake, you'll get the same alert as you would right here in San Diego. Post-earthquake, the SD Emergency app will be updated with current information, with interactive mapping, emergency information, including road closures and shelters. If you already have the app, you'll need to update it, enable the Shake Ready SD function, and turn on location services. If you don't have the app, download it. Take advantage of this tool to help keep you and your family safe. It's available now in the Google Store and the App Store, and it's free to all. With that, I want to turn it back to Chairman Fletcher. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. And I want to point out the app, as Jeff was talking, I pulled it up on my phone, the SD Emergency app. It has so many features in it. This new component that we're adding today is incredibly exciting. The Shake Alert component around giving you advance notice of an earthquake. But there is all kinds of information in here: preparing for disaster, making a plan, building a kit, staying informed. In the event there is a disaster, there is a whole series of information around emergency maps and evacuation shelters and disaster information. And there's just a tremendous resource. And I know everyone, it's like, I got too many apps on my phone. You don't have any app on your phone right now that might give you advance notice of an earthquake. This is the one you want to get for that component, but again, it unlocks so much more information that can help our entire community respond. And so I really, we're here today to encourage folks, please download this app, put you and your family in the strongest possible position to be safe. And again, thank you so much to Jeff Toney and the team and everyone for everything they're doing. Next, I want to welcome Robert Degroot from the U.S. Geological Survey to talk more about their work, and in particular to talk about how this app is able to detect an earthquake before you are shaking. I will tell you, I have had a whole bunch of scientists explain it to me. I'm not sure I fully understand it, but I accept that it works. And I appreciate tremendously the work of our scientific community, all of the engineers, the technology experts who have figured out a way that Mr. Degroot will walk us through a little bit here to help folks understand a little bit more behind how this actually works. So with that, I'm pleased to welcome Robert Degroot from the U.S. Geological Survey.
It's really great to be here for the launch of Shake Ready San Diego. And a little bit of history. Our relationship with the County of San Diego goes back to early 2019 when we collaborated on with the county, with the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services and USGS worked on the testing of the delivery of Shake Alert powered alerts through the wireless emergency alert system powered by FEMA, and it's the same system that delivers Amber Alerts. And in working with the county, we knew at that point that they wanted to do more. And so I believe shortly thereafter, that's when the planning for Shake Ready SD started to occur, and they made a relationship with the USGS, and we began the development over quite a long time to make this happen. And it's been a really great journey so far. This product, Shake Ready SD, unites the vast resources of SD Emergency with the power of the USGS managed Shake Alert Earthquake Early Warning System. What does that mean? Well, as was mentioned earlier, there are over 1,100 sensors, seismic sensors that are on duty 24/7, 365 throughout the three-state Shake Alert system, California, Oregon, and Washington. And those devices are out there waiting for the first shaking to occur. When motion is detected, the Shake Alert system kicks into action. It's all completely automatic. If an earthquake meets a particular profile that was described by Director Tony earlier, then the Shake Ready SD system prepares an alert and delivers it to all its end users, to all the people who actually have the app. What's critical here is that this is not just for San Diego County residents, but it's for anyone who wants it. It gives you service across the entire state of California. So that's really, really important stuff. What would be the level of shaking that people would feel if they could get an alert on their phone? We call it weak shaking, and there's a number assigned to it, intensity 3, but what does that mean in real sort of experience? And that is actually more like a truck passing by your house, sort of the gentle jittering of a home, or perhaps some vibrations that you feel inside of a structure, inside of a building, very light shaking. Why would we alert people at such low shaking levels? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One thing we know from our social science studies is that people want to know if it was an earthquake. Another thing that's really important as well is that some earthquakes continue to grow in size, so that weak shaking could become even more intense shaking, and the changes occur very quickly. So in the event that someone feels light shaking or even very, very weak shaking, the idea is to take that protective action, drop, cover, and hold on. Because every second matters. If that shaking grows in size, the earthquake gets much bigger, taking that protective action immediately can mean the difference between being completely safe or potentially getting injured. So that's a really important lesson, takeaway lesson, that it's situational awareness, but also being ready for those potential events that can grow bigger in size. The last thing I'd like to mention is that this work is really important, and I'd like to recognize all of our partners. Of course, the County of San Diego, but we have partners across the state of California and across the West that have been working with us. I mentioned the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services earlier, who have been working with us, especially in the state of California, to get earthquake early warning going, but also our partners in Oregon, Washington as well. I mean, the matter is, if a really, really big earthquake were even to happen outside of California and the shaking levels were to grow inside the state, those sensors in those other states would also support California as well. So it's critical for us to understand that this system completely works together to make things happen. And we think that the work that San Diego County is doing in this area is a critical step in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Thank you, Robert Degroot, U.S. Geological Survey. It is. I mean, the primary goal is your safety, right? You have a significant earthquake. We want you to be able to get in a safer location. But there is also just what was that just happened? And so now, instead of having to go into Twitter and say, hey, was that an earthquake, and wait for people to confirm it, in many cases your phone will tell you what it was and provide that reassurance, but also to let you know what may be coming. And so again, a really incredible technology we're now able to incorporate into our broader emergency response app. Next, I want to invite CAL FIRE San Diego County Fire Protection District Chief Tony Meacham to share more about their work during an earthquake and how this app can help them. Chief Meacham.
Right. The chair and Jeff talked a little bit about all the hazards facing San Diego. And of all the hazards that face San Diego, I think earthquakes are the one that cause me the most stress because they can occur without notice. They can be violent. They can injure hundreds, if not thousands of people, disrupt our transportation and our infrastructure system. And it's for these reasons, it's really critical that the citizens in our community be prepared for an earthquake because you may only have seconds to notice or alert if you have the app. So I want to talk for just a minute about what you should do if there is an earthquake. The first thing is to protect yourself. You want to duck, cover, if you're under a desk or get under a desk or a piece of furniture, and hold on to something. If you're in a hallway or there's no place to find cover, drop to the ground and cover your most vital part of your body, which is your head. Try and limit equipment and things falling on you. If you're outdoors, you want to recognize that trees and power lines can fall. Stay in an open area and be cognizant of these hazards that are around you. You want to avoid the use of elevators, right? We don't want to get on an elevator that's lost power. Stay away from windows, glass, mirrors, all of those types of things. If you're driving, we want you to safely pull over to the side of the road and wait it out inside of your car. Avoid overpasses, bridges, road signs, those types of things. And that's why it is so important to download the app. Those few seconds can make the difference between pulling under an overpass, being near a glass window, or finding a safe place to be. When there is an earthquake, we're going to have widespread damage to our natural gas system and propane lines. So it's really important to prepare ahead of time. Know where your gas shutoffs are at your home. We want everybody to turn off their gas. You need to know where your electrical shutoffs are, your water shutoffs. It is really important, and I cannot stress enough, that when an earthquake occurs, the public safety agencies are going to be overwhelmed in the first few hours of an incident dealing with fires and injured persons, buildings that have collapsed. And so we need the public to be engaged and understand those things like turning off your gas and power to your home and protecting yourself, because it will be hours and hours oftentimes until we can get help to your door. The time to prepare for an earthquake is not when the earthquake occurs, it is ahead of time. Download the SD Emergency app. In there, as the chairman said, there's a ton of tools in there. One of the most important is an emergency planner, right? Go through, discuss with your family. What are you going to do when your children are at school? Have a plan beforehand, know what you're going to do. And most importantly, download the app, because those few seconds that it can buy you can really make a world of difference. With that, I'll turn it back to the chair.
Thank you, Chief Meacham. And just to reiterate what the chief said, if you go to the app, you've got a Ready San Diego. That's the top one in the green. You push it, prepare for disaster, prepare for earthquake, and it lists out all the things the chief just told you to do about what you do to prepare in advance, things you do before an earthquake to make sure that your area, that you're ready and prepared. And then you also have, in the event of an earthquake, during an earthquake, all of the things he just said. So this app, on every disaster you face, has an incredible amount of information for how you prepare, how you're ready, how you respond. And now it has the added component of the ability to give you this early warning notification for an earthquake. So again, I really want to commend the entire team, emergency services, fire chief, our sheriff, everyone involved in really having such a useful feature for the residents of San Diego County. And with that, again, another vital component of any emergency response is our sheriff's department, our law enforcement partners who do so much in the event of a disaster to help us manage through there. And so I'm pleased to welcome Under Sheriff Kelly Martinez to talk a little bit more about the Sheriff's Department role in all of our regional preparedness and response.
Thank you, Chairman Fletcher, and good morning, everyone. Whether it's an earthquake, wildfire, or any type of emergency, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department encourages everyone to be prepared. And today's really about preparedness. That's what this app is. It allows people those critical seconds to be able to take cover when there's an earthquake. As you've been hearing this morning, the Shake Alert technology that is now featured on the SD Emergency app will give users a warning of several seconds to seek shelter before an earthquake. Those few seconds could mean the difference between injury or death. Deputies with the Sheriff's Department train year-round to prepare for natural disasters and emergencies. We work closely with our law enforcement and fire partner agencies to provide public safety and emergency services throughout the county. Should a disaster like this happen in San Diego County, our deputies are prepared and they're ready to assist. Typically, they'll be patrolling areas where there's damage, looking for closed roads and down power lines, damaged roads, possible hazards that are created by the earthquake. We'll be enforcing the road closures in our jurisdictions to protect you and your loved ones. A lot of the information will also be made available on the SD Emergency app, as well as our Sheriff's Twitter account at SD Sheriff. Our Sheriff Search and Rescue Unit is ready to assist in the event of an emergency. These volunteers are specially trained to perform wilderness and urban rescues, as well as to search for missing persons. Search and rescue volunteers are ready 24/7 to assist our deputies and other first responders in their rescue efforts after an earthquake, explosion, or building collapse. Now is the time to talk to your loved ones about preparing for an earthquake and an emergency. And we're grateful for the County Office of Emergency Services and the U.S. Geological Survey and State OES for the development of this important early warning system. The partnerships in this county with fire, law enforcement, OES, state, and our Board of Supervisors is what keeps us all safe. Be prepared, be ready, and be safe. Thank you all. Back to Chairman Fletcher.
Thank you to our undersheriff. Thank you to our fire chief, our OES team, and again our partners at the state, Geological Society, so many other places that have all come together to do this. The message today is this app can help protect you and your family. The new component of the early warning notification for earthquake adds an additional layer of being able to respond in the event. And we encourage all San Diegans to please utilize this information, prepare you, your family, your business, have a plan not just for earthquakes, but wildfires and all of the things that are featured here, and then put yourself again in a position. Those few seconds could make all of the difference in our ability to respond to an earthquake, in particular a significant one. And so thank you everyone for being here today and the team. At this point, we're happy to take any questions for myself or any of the individuals who are here.